Hi, so I'm here today at Dorks Music looking at some of the new Vandoren clarinet mouthpieces. So the mouthpiece I've got on at the moment is the BD5, which is one of their newer models, and it's recently they've added the BD4 and the BD7 to the range. I actually play on a BD5 myself. I had played, for many years I played Vandoren mouthpieces. I used to play a B40, I also at one point used an M30. But since these BD5s came out, Vandoren very kindly sent me one to try, and I've kept that ever since, and I've switched to it as my main mouthpiece. It just feels kind of really easy, really free-blowing. And in fact, here at Dorks, it's by far their best-selling clarinet mouthpiece as well. So what I'm going to do now, I'm just going to play a little bit on each of the mouthpieces, the BD5 and then the new additions, the BD4 and the BD7, and then I'll tell you a little bit about them and what I think of them afterwards. So first up, I've got the BD5. So next up, I've got the BD4. And finally, the BD7. So there you've heard the BD5, the BD4 and the BD7. So as I said before, the BD5 was kind of the first one that came along and was instantly really popular. And that's the mouthpiece I actually play on myself. It's kind of really free blowing, but it's got this kind of really lovely, warm, rich sound. Now when we look at the other models, first up, if we talk about the BD4, you might expect it to have a closer tip opening, but it's actually got a slightly more open tip. But it doesn't particularly feel more open because of the longer facing that it's got on it. And what I actually found trying that BD4 for the first time is it's got a lovely warm sound. It feels very like the BD5, but just kind of with a bit more depth and a bit more richness to the sound, which I think comes from the longer facing. If we then move on to the BD7, this again has got an even longer facing, and it's also got the widest tip opening of all of them. It's quite a lot wider than the others, but again, because of the change in the facing, it doesn't particularly feel more resistant to play. And again, it does feel quite similar to the others in the characteristics. I would say it's probably somewhere between the 4 and the 5 in the terms of the level of darkness to the sound. I should say all of these mouthpieces I'm playing are fairly hard reed on, so I've been using a Vandoren Rue L'Epic 3.5 reed, just because people will ask as well. This is a Buffet vintage clarinet that I'm playing them on. But really these 3 mouthpieces, they're all brilliant mouthpieces. For me, I find the 5 great because it's really direct, really responsive. If you're looking for a little bit more warmth, maybe the 4 is the one for you, and the 7 is possibly something of a compromise. It's just kind of a slightly different design that gives you the different characteristics. But really, I'd try them all out. They're all great options. See which one works best for you.